Hello everybody, welcome back to Fwipp on the Blitzkraft server. Let's go with another tutorial sort of thing today to explain Thaumcraft 4, because honestly, Thaumcraft 3 was so hands-on, it was easy. All you'd need to do in Thaumcraft 3 was, well, that's neither here nor there. We've got Thaumcraft 4 now, and I've kind of figured out what to do. So the first thing that I had to do to explain this away is you build yourself, a thermometer, which you need a couple shards, couple glass, and a gold, that sort of thing, right? And then what you do with it is you scan all the objects in the world you can possibly scan. To begin with, you're really only going to have a few aspects, okay? Oh, by the way, the Thaumanomicon you can also find somewhere. But you also can just make your regular iron-capped wooden wand, which is iron nuggets and a workbench and a stick, right? That's your basic wand. Find a bookshelf, tap it, and boom, you get a Thaumanomicon where all the other details are listed. For example, the aspects of magic. Now, this stuff is not going to be as filled up as mine is, right? You get your primal aspects, and then it'll tell you all the things that you scanned that had that aspect in it. But stage 1, where you get all your research points and where you're going to figure out everything, is you need to go out into the world and scan absolutely everything. And you're going to have things that are going to say, like, you don't have the research to learn this, right? So, for example, I scan a warded jar. It has one element of wood in it. Now, how did I learn about the element of wood? Well, that's a good question. Every aspect in Thaumcraft 4 is actually just 2 elements put together. So there's the 5 primary ones that everybody knows about. You get more of them the more you scan. Arbor, you'll see here, is just air and herb. Well, where did herb come from? Right? Well, let's look that up. Herb came from a little sprout in Terra, which was earth, right? Where's the sprout come from? Life and order. Well, now we're getting somewhere. Where did life come from? Well, life is actually water and earth. So, one thing that you can do in the research table is just actually do that. Pick out water, pick out earth, and put them together with this button. And it'll tell you, see, I got 1 more point of life. Now you'll notice here, water's a primary aspect, so I think the reason there's a little star on these here is because there's either a nearby node, but I know that's not true because I've got the goggles of revealing. I think it's because of wherever I put the research table, it's getting a small bonus from, like, the water or something like that. So, even though technically I have none, I've always got some, right? So anyway, after that, you kind of put more and more aspects together to find all the other aspects, right? I don't want to spoil anything by just looking through my book, but how I originally did that was I just took the thermometer and I just scanned the everything. And there was some trial and error, such as, well, gluttony is just 2 hunger. So when I unlocked hunger from, I don't know, scanning wheat or something like that, whatever had hunger in it, I scanned a pig, and the pig had the gluttony aspect. So I immediately learned that one. So after scanning everything in the world, basically, which means running all around, you'll also find aura nodes, which you use to charge up your wands. Now, you're going to start off with, like, your iron-capped wooden wand, and then you're going to learn things with a Thaumanomicon. The great thing about this is whatever research you want to have, you just click on and you'll get a note, okay? In this case, some of these are like, they're not squares. Square ones you can just buy if you have enough of the resources that require them. Now, you might not need all this research right away. I try to get as much as possible. So, for example, let's do something new. Let's grab, like, the Wand of Excavation. So as long as you have scribing tools, which is made like this, and paper in your inventory, and you're going to need ink sacs to fill those up every now and again. One thing I did was I took a rancher from Mine Factory and I grabbed a squid with a safari net. And, well, let's just say that's been working so much that we have 6,000 ink left, so there's not really a problem there. You're going to need a lot of ink. So here's how you research notes. You need scribing tools up here with ink in it. You need your aspects that you get from all the world and everything else. And then you take your note and you put it up here. Now you have to link the aspects to each other to create the final thing that you learn. So, let's see here. Magic. Now, because I unlocked, let's see here, the place that you'd want to start is research expertise and research mastery, because doing so really helps you out. You're able to sometimes, because using aspects in the table here, I think it's called the hex, right? It's sort of like researching bees, but not. Anyways, every time you pull an aspect over here to continue it, like say preconditional, we've got 91 of that, put one over there, now it's down to 90. So you'll see why that's important, right? Anyways, every time you do this, you might need to remove some. Because I have research expertise and mastery, sometimes I won't use up some of these, and I can actually see what aspects make these instead of having to look in my book all the time. So for this, it's got death. Now, after death, it's life. After life, it's water and earth. So I'll take water and earth. I'll make earth. Then I'll take saxum. And then I'll take, where is it? Metallum, which is just saxum in order. And inside potentia, there's order. So I put these here, and you can see they're linked together. Now I just have to link this and that. And since I've got tons of stone and tons of earth, what I can do is I can just go like that, and they're connected, right? So you can kind of see why you need to have, like, tons of aspects all the time. So I got the wand focus excavation. So now I can just look at that. And now it's in my book. And there's tons of tabs here. So I just got this, wand focus excavation. So by doing this in an arcane workbench, it'll use these from my wand. And why do I want the wand focus? Because I can make the wand of excavation with that. It's a little bit different. Well, some things are the same. Like, if I wanted to make Nitor right now, if you remember Thaumcraft 3, go to our Alchemy tab. If I want to make Nitor, we would need to have these aspects in our cauldron, and then throw in a glowstone dust as a catalyst, rather than just whack it with our wand. So you use up a little bit more resources, but it's still the same. This is totally different. This is the infusion altar. You need arcane stone blocks, some pillars, some candles, a runic matrix, and then whack it with your wand and it looks like this. Then to get that to work, you need aspects in liquid form. And for that, you need the alchemical furnace, arcane alembics, essentia tubes, so that you can put your jars under them. Okay, let's try and do something complicated like that right now. Alright, turns out Node in a Jar is right on the basic information tab, so that's why I didn't find it. Alright, let's see here. Proven themselves capable of storing all manner of mundane and mystical things. Oh my. That's why I needed the silverwood capped wand, because it costs 70 of every aspect to do so. Alright. It might also damage the node. Alright. Alright, okay. I think I can do this. So what we need to do is have a ton of glass. 3 levels of it, and a bunch of slabs. So let's do this because it's kind of crazy. Also, I've got my silverwood wand all leveled up. Okay. That was really hard to do. That took the infusion altar. I almost died. Literally, even with Tinker's Construct giving me double my health. You'll see here. Just, you need to have lots of Vis for it and the right items, and sometimes they'll just be destroyed randomly from the infusion altar because it's quite crazy. Like, stuff like that will just straight up happen for no reason. Okay, so anyway, join me now, guys, while I go do something crazy. So the rules of engagement on this server are basically as follows. Let's see. You don't want to do anything absolutely jerkish to the other team, right? You don't want to place explosives near their house. In fact, you can't break or place blocks in the other team's biome. However, the biome next to it is fair game, right? You can even raid or destroy structures they've placed there. And they've actually done that to us already, so that's why I'm doing this now. Alright, something else I want to do, specifically, is I want to have my robes because they will allow me a small Vs discount. And if this is going to be 70 of every aspect, that's a lot. In fact, that's the most possible I've ever seen. Which makes sense because the other version of moving nodes around was completely ridiculous. I'm going to grab my Boots of the Traveler, which JD Bubbly, a friend of mine on this map, made for me. And I'm going to grab my Hang Glider, and we're going to go as fast as I possibly can over to the other team's base to do this terrible, terrible thing. I know exactly which one I'm going to do too. Nodes are kind of random in your world. You kind of need the glasses of revealing to see them. You can kind of also see them with your thermometer, but it's very limited. I mean, there's been nodes right outside my base I didn't even know about because I didn't point my thermometer in the right direction. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is take the node that's near LaSquatch's house. He's a friend of mine. He probably doesn't even know this node is there because nobody, I think, on the other team is doing Thaumcraft right now. Except maybe Luo. Anyways, we're going to go do this right now because this might be why you'd want a Thaumium Wand. Or the Infusing Crafting Table because I had to use the Infusing Altar to make the wand. And the caps. The caps almost killed me. The wand wasn't that bad. Okay, so here we go. Come off our thing. So this node right now, you'll see, has 102 ordo in it. I can use this to cap out on that aspect anytime. Anytime at all. So what we're going to want to do... See, it's not in their biome. Their biome is the one with the leaves, I believe. Let's double check that this is a different biome, first of all. Yeah, they live in the field biome. Whatever field is just covered in red flowers, right? It's just straight up a field. Ours is the lavender field. It's a little bit more well-defined. Anyway, I'm going to head over here, make sure this is a different biome. Yep, Frost Forest. Totally legal for me to do so. Alright, let's get out of F3 mode because I hate that. Sort of, except in cases like this. Alright, my issue now is, obviously... And if you're thinking now that you just watched the last bee thing, I don't really need these hives. But even the hives have aspects, right? And you get them for researching. Okay, anyways. Getting ahead of myself. Let's take this node with us. So, right now I'm going to need at least a little bit of a base so I can kind of see what I'm doing. It's got to be in the middle. Okay. So. Oh, good. You can't actually... Although the node itself... I don't know if it's counting as a block or not. But apparently you can't put it in blocks, although it can spawn in them, I think. You can see them through the world. The nodes, that is. Alright, so this is the first time I'm doing this, so I'm hoping it doesn't actually damage the node terribly, terribly much. But this one has 100 in it, so you can see why I'd want it. Or at the very least, it's also kind of a jerk move to just straight up take it from the other team. Now, if I remember correctly, it's 3 layers of glass, just as if you were making a giant jar, which is actually really cool and awesome. Gonna grab us some slabs. They won't even realize I did this, I don't think, because, let's face it, there was no one here that could have known there was a node here. Also, you never want to drain everything out of a node or it'll straight up be destroyed. Okay, so let's put on all my Thaumcraft gear. There we go. So now I have a Vs discount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 10%. And there it is, a node in a jar with exactly 102 in it. I can break this and bring it with me. That's great. I'm not sure what fading means. I'm not actually sure what all the different types of nodes are. I hope this doesn't mean that over time it'll just straight up be destroyed. You'll notice now my wand has only 50%, because the Thaumian boss wand also has an 80% V's cost, right? Although, you know, the iron one can't be used on really good things because it's only iron. And the Great Wood wand with gold caps was my second wand. Not too shabby either. I really want to enchant haste onto these Boots of the Traveler, because with the movement assist of the power armor legs, like, it's just super fast. I think simply taking a node from the other team isn't exactly a bad thing. In fact, I think it's more like a show of magical prowess. I can kind of see the other team doing the same thing to me whenever they get farther up, which is why I might want to grab the nodes near my base and specifically put them on my land, so that that can't happen. Okay, so now they said that I could just poke this jar with a wand and the node will be released. Is that correct? Yeah, and I think we got lucky. I think this node actually didn't take any damage, so I can suck the order out of it and it'll be fine. Alright, so what I'm going to start doing is taking these ethereal essences which have the aura aspect I need, and specifically melting them down in the arcane, or in the alchemical furnace. And you'll notice that as they melt down, it's starting to just go right through there. Which is good, right? This is what I want. Let's melt down some of this stuff too, and then we'll have even more. And it'll just stay there until I put a warded jar attached to the valve. Now, because I did the Silverwood wand, which needed some aspects of basically everything and required me to melt down some shards, that left me with jars with basically every aspect in it around here. So I can kind of just take the jars when it's all done and use it up. So Perdido, there we go, getting filled up really nicely. Aurum, which I only have one left of after everything, which is a problem because I need 12 of it, and I think that means I've only got 11. Yeah, no, that's not good. And that's got Terra, which is the green stuff. Okay. So Fwippy Dip is gonna have to go find some more things to get at least that aura aspect, which as far as I am aware means I need to go fight some wisps or break some pedestals somewhere. At the same time, I need the other things, which is some magic. How much magic do I need? Because I've already got 17 of it here. No, 27 actually. That should be fine. Yeah, I need 15 permutatio. Well, if I go look up permutatio, it's all alphabetical. Thank you. There you go. The things that have that are things like copper ore, ender chests, honey? Really, there's permutatio and honey. That might actually be really useful. See, sometimes bees can be good just because they give you different aspects for other research. So I'm going to grab some combs. I'm going to melt them down in the centrifuge real quick. You saw this all yesterday, probably. Yeah, honey has permutatio in it. So how much do I need right now? It's got 2. So, go back to Thaumic Tinkering, I think. Or, Artifice, was it? Oh, where was that tab again? Trying to make the research wand thing. It's not in Thaumic Tinkerer. There's not a lot in there. Must be an Artifice. I wish I knew where this stuff was better. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, the moment of truth. So, we're going to be making this on the infusion crafting altar. Oh, God. So, we put a pedestal right in the middle. We got 2 diamonds, 1 primal charm, and 1 gold. And that's generally it. Okay, so when we're looking at that, they're on every corner, right? And they've got to be spaced out equally. Okay, wait, one more time. Diamonds and then gold and that. Okay. Looks like I might need some spare diamonds just in case. Oh my goodness. There's no telling what might happen since everything is, because of how randomly natured this sort of thing is. But now's as good a time as any. Try it out. We're going to want to be full hunger for this too. We're going to need all our health, because this is going to be bad. Okay. I wish I wasn't so afraid of this, but I am. Oh, and for some reason when I was flying around with the primal charms, now one of them says, you think you hear whispering. The other one used to say, did that just flash a 7th color? But I don't know what that means. I think we actually unlocked another research node by just wandering around the world holding a primal charm. I don't particularly like the sounds of that. Anyway, we just kind of put these things on the pedestals and watch very carefully. Because one of the most common things that can happen if it's unstable is the items will just fly right off the pedestals. However, this is minor, so I'm not totally sure that's what will happen. Okay. So the primal charm is across from the gold, yes. Okay, furthermore, we need 10 aura, 15 permutatio, and 15 magic. So the permutatio is right here. We have 30 of that. That should be fine. Magic, we got lots of. We got 27. And aura, we only need 10. We got 15. I got some backup tenebrae essence here, and fire, and earth, if this doesn't work out. Furthermore, to get it to start... Oh, actually, that's it. We just whacked the runic thing with the wand. Here we go. Now we're going to make sure that all the items stay on the pedestal. It's going to take everything, and I'm going to stand right here so I can watch and make sure that gold ingot doesn't fly off the pedestal or something. You can see now it's drawing all the essence up into itself. There go the permutatio aspects. In fact, it nearly drained all the aurum, so that's good. Speaking of, yeah, I think the gold ingot just fell off the pedestal. That's not good. We need to get back in there stat. Because if that actually fell off the pedestal, then, you know, it'll be more and more unstable. Unless it worked! Oh, thank goodness. Yes, it uses up all the items, so that's what I saw happening. And we have an arcane wand recharge pedestal. Now, let's look that up again. How's it work? An automatic way of charging would be better. Any wand placed in it will automatically draw vis from nearby nodes. Nodes will not be fully drained unless it is a poor quality wand crafted from iron or sticks. Well, that's not going to happen. There's no other page. That's all there is to it. Where are we going to put the wand recharge pedestal? I'm going to say right next to this. And now we can just put our wand in it, right? And you'll notice it is full. So that's totally cool. But at the same time, this is a really nice place for me to just leave my wand when I'm not using it. So that's the infusion altar. There's other things that you can make in Thaumcraft, such as the deconstruction table, where you can take things you don't need, maybe some oak wood slabs. Say you've got tons of those, and just leave them there, and it'll just destroy your items and break it down into its component pieces. Not a big whoop. Not really. 6 there, eh? 7, 8 would be one of these. Okay. I almost just want to melt down a few more things. Just because. 2 there, 2 there. Okay. Was that always there? Maybe it was. But, yeah. Melting down your aspects, getting whatever, becoming more awesome. I'm into that. You know I'm into that, guys. I'll even just leave all these pedestals here for whenever I need to craft anything else. I'll see you next time. I thought this was a fairly cool thing to show off. I hope you were all entertained and maybe learned something. See you later.